All right, so the GOP hold campaign rallies, Democrats hold campaign riots. And yes, I do mean that literally. That's what this is about. They're using useful idiots. That's going to be the rioters. That's going to be the sympathizers, also politicians. These politicians, whether it's Gavin Newsom, whether it's Karen Bass, they prefer power over the people. I'm going to get to that. Donors that are involved in the LA riots. Guys, what's the goal of the LA riots? It isn't to make the plight of the Mexican American better. The goal is power for the Democrat Party. The goal is to have more votes in the House to change the census numbers where they're favorable to the Democrat Party. That's why they're putting up a fight in Los Angeles. That's why they want illegal aliens to stay in the United States of America. Make no doubt about it. This is all staged. You're listening to the Carl Jackson Show. This is your daily dose of objective truth in a world of confusion and lies. Man, I got a bang up show for you today. Guys, I'm taking a straight up deep dive. I'm going into the LA riots. I'm going to tell you some things that perhaps other people may not have told you, including the fact that Trump does have the authority to do exactly what he's doing in the city of Los Angeles. And I would argue that he has a responsibility to do what he's doing. And that is calling out the National Guard, nationalizing the National Guard, California National Guard. And now you have SecDef Pete Hegseth that has sent Marines ready to go or is preparing to send Marines ready to go to Los Angeles. All of this is necessary. All of this is necessary. But guys, what's really going on? What's really happening under the surface? There's a lot of useful ideas out there. And listen, some people are very kind and sweet people, and they're buying into the argument that a lot of families are going to be separated. They have no idea that what ICE is doing under the leadership of the border czar and Kristi Noem, border czar Tom Homan, and Kristi Noem is literally looking for the most violent offenders and illegals to get them out of the country. So I'm going to bust holes in some of the narratives that the left have been spewing. And on top of that, there's this rumor going around, or this lie, I should say, in mainstream media, that Joe Biden has deported more illegals than Trump did this year so far. That is a complete and utter lie. I'm going to explain to you how they're making that lie, or how I'll explain. I'll dive into the lie. All right. I'll bust it up for you. You will know, you will be so informed when it comes to this nonsense. What you're watching in Los Angeles is political theater. And I want to get to all of this, but the ultimate goal, it's about the census. It's about the census. Listen to me. This is an important line. I should have said it in a monologue gate. If illegals are not allowed, if illegals are not permitted in the census, then there would be no LA riots. It's as simple as that. If illegals are not allowed to be counted in the census, there would be no Los Angeles riots. And these riots are going to spread because this is all the Democrats have. And guys, it can work. I hate to tell you that. This is why I believe it's going to get even more violent. It can work. I don't think it's working right now, but it has the potential to work if Republicans don't stay strong. And what Trump is doing, that we knew this was going to be nasty. We knew when Trump got elected, he ran on deporting illegals. I knew that it was going to get nasty. I knew that it was going to look bad. I knew there was going to be a bunch of optics that a lot of people are not going to be comfortable with, but this has to be done. Otherwise, we're going to lose our country. And LA, listen to me, LA is ground zero for illegal immigration. And it's also ground zero, LA and California in general, but ground zero for crazy left-wing policies. And it is because of illegal immigration. It's a symbiotic relationship between the crazy lefty politicians in California and the illegal aliens. Hey, listen, man, I'm going to vote for you. You're going to protect me, and I'm going to let you run wild on your crazy left-wing policies as long as you protect me and keep me safe in the state of California. That's what's happening. I'm so sick of watching these people waving their Mexican flags in the streets. Listen, man, I grew up in Los Angeles. I love all people, but you're an American. You're an American. It's funny to me that you have these rioters that will wave these Mexican flags, yet they won't go to Mexico. They won't leave the. It's like these people are benefiting off of being an American, the free speech rights that they have in America, they would not have in Mexico. And yet that's the flag they want to wave. If you're a loyalist to Mexico, you move your butt back, but you won't. Why? Because America is the greatest country that God has ever given man, and you know it. This is so frustrating. This is so frustrating. But we're going to go through it because I'm going to break down everything that is happening here. So again, you've got these are literally campaign riots. That would have been a good name, Gabe. I'm not going to lie. These are campaign riots. Carl, how could you be so silly? How could you say something like that? No, that's what it's about. Guys, the Democrats cannot afford for illegal aliens to leave the United States of America, or they simply don't stand a chance. And this stuff is being brought to you by donors. There's many of you out there that are fooled, and you think there's just innocent, innocent Mexicans, innocent foreigners, or illegal immigrants that just don't want to be separated by family. You have no idea that what you're witnessing in Los Angeles and now spreading, because it's going to spread in different cities across the nation. That's what happens, right? They're trying to bring it to Florida. Governor DeSantis is already like, nah, that ain't going to happen here, bro. We are not doing that nonsense here. You're not going to see people protesting in the streets or in the middle of a highway. That is not happening in Florida. If it happens momentarily, I guarantee you it'll be shut down quick, fast, and in a hurry because we don't tolerate that nonsense here. Useful idiots. Sadly, there's many of them out there, including ones that are involved in the violence. Gabe, do you have that post that you showed me earlier? Could you put that up for me? I want to read it out. You have useful idiots that are literally being recruited on Craigslist, allegedly. And Gabe, if you... Okay, I'm sorry. All right. But basically, there was a payment anywhere from, correct me if I'm wrong, Gabe, $6,500, $12,000 a week for some of these. It's a lot of money, right? Travel from city to city, cause a ruckus, and you, the taxpayer, get to pay for it. And all it takes is a few. You get people out there that honestly are just kind-hearted. Oh, my neighbor has an uncle, has a cousin, has a niece, has an aunt, and they're an illegal immigrant, and they're good people, and I don't want them to leave. And so you go out there and protest, and you're out there, good heart. You're wrong because no other country is dumb enough to allow illegal immigrants in like the United States. All right. And give them full benefits. But so you're wrong, but I understand where your heart is. But what you don't know is why your kind, sweethearted friend is out there protesting. There are paid antagonizers sitting right next to them, causing or trying to cause chaos and trying to get more people involved in the chaos. So there's a bunch of violence like we've seen. You've got ICE agents, literally rocks being thrown at them. You've got water bottles, frozen water bottles being thrown at them, liquids being thrown at them. This is absolutely insane. Okay. All right. Trump, there's some of you out there, man. I'm all over the place. Forgive me here. I got so much I want to get to, but I want to clear up something right from the get-go. If I can, let me find it in my formerly fingerprinted fingertips. Does Trump does not have the authority. Trump can't come in and commandeer, he just went right past Gavin Newsom. He just went right past Karen Bass. That is unconstitutional. That's an authoritarian. That's what the left wants you to believe. They're wrong. The Supreme Court held in Martin versus Mott, this is 1827, that under the Insurrection Act, the authority to decide whether an exit or a serious situation has arisen belongs exclusively to the President of the United States, and his decision is conclusive upon all other persons. So you got Gavin Newsom out there, the tough guy, straight up a soap opera actor. Oh, I'm going to take Trump to court. I'm going to take him to court. You're going to lose because it's already been decided, you jerk, and you're lying. Gavin Newsom is an actor. Karen Bass is an actor, and they don't give a flip about the immigrants, the illegal immigrants in their city, in their state, except for they need them for the census because they need to retain their power. And the only way they can retain their power is to bring in more illegals because nobody likes their ideas. Do you like, can you imagine, Gabe, could you imagine a marketing ad to come visit Los Angeles? Come visit Los Angeles. High rent, high crime, homelessness, high gas prices, high food prices. Oh, but beautiful weather. Come visit Los Angeles. Could you imagine an ad like that, Gabe? Would you go to Los Angeles if you heard that ad? Nobody would go there because everybody knows left-wing policies suck, but they can still win elections. And how can they win elections? Illegal immigration. Guys, that's what this is about. Illegal immigration. This isn't about fighting for your neighbor. This is about politicians that want power over them. And the only way they can keep power is to keep illegal immigrants subservient to them. We'll be back. All right. So, guys, listen, you have to understand that you're being duped, that what you're watching is political theater. All you have to know, this is an attempt by the left to make you angry at Trump again. They had Elon Musk. Elon Musk is out of the way. And so now the left is going to go full bore against Trump. And what I believe what they want to do or what they want to see is they want to see riots. They want to see law enforcement react to riots. And then they'll say, listen, see, this is what Trump started because he wants to be a dictator. He wants to be an authoritarian. No, what he didn't want are the Los Angeles riots like I experienced growing up. What he didn't want are the 2020 BLM riots like we all witnessed on television. Did you guys know that the ICE agents were already in town looking for illegal alien criminals? One guy was a gangster that they were looking for that literally murdered people at a party, I don't know, 20 plus years ago. And the guy was still in the country. They found him. Those are the types of people that they're looking for. Murders, rapists. Now, if there happens to be illegal immigrants chilling with them at the time, then you know what? You're going to have to go to court, and the court is going to determine whether you get to stay or go. But likely you're going to be deported if you're an illegal alien. I'm sorry. We're the only country dumb enough to allow illegal aliens to take over our country. And then we have, it's insane to me. You can't have a country like that. All you have to do is look at California. Look at California. Seriously, people waving Mexican flags, but they won't move to Mexico. Oh, we want to make California is Mexico. It's a part of Mexico. No, it's not. Mexico doesn't have the same types of freedom that California has, even though California is doggone near socialist. But it still doesn't have the type of luxuries and freedom that California has. It's not the same. And again, we've already cleared it up. And again, Martin versus Mott, an 1827 Supreme Court decision that has already been decided. Trump has the authority to do exactly what he's doing. And the bottom line is you guys are a sanctuary state in California. Los Angeles is a sanctuary city. By law, local law enforcement, LAPD, the sheriff's office, they're not allowed to interact or to act with ICE agents. How stupid is that? How dangerous is that? So they can't do that. And so the federal government, since California is a sanctuary state and a sanctuary city, can't go through the regular channels. So when you have federal agents being assaulted and then you have local police that are forbade from helping them out per se, I mean, eventually they came, but forbidden from communicating with them and so on, et cetera. That's insane. So Trump has no other option except to say federal agents are being assaulted. Federal agents are being attacked. And so I, as the head of the federal branch of the government, I got to step in. You gave them no choice. And Gavin Newsom knows this. Karen Bass knows this. And you guys that believe them, despite the fact that they watched the city burn just a few months ago, it's unbelievable to me that you would give them any type of credibility whatsoever. That's insane. Guys, this is about votes. This is about votes. I'll clear up a lot of the lies. Let me take you to the most important thing. This was an article that appeared in National Review in October of last year, just before the November election, written by Peter Kirsnow. He's a civil rights attorney, a good one as well. But he talks about a study that he found in the Center for Immigration Studies, a report that released and quantifies why Democrats support or are indifferent, at least to open borders. He says the net effect of increases in both, listen to me, legal and illegal immigration in the 2020 census shifted House seats and 17 electoral. Now, this is 2020. Listen to this. The net effect of increases in both legal and illegal immigration in the 2020 census shifted 17 House seats. That's what this is about, folks. And 17 electoral college votes, resulting in a net gain of 14 seats in blue states, 10 seats shifting from red states. All right, so 14 seats, 10 of those seats shifting from red states like a Florida, like a Texas, and 4 from battleground states. So 4 lost seats from Republicans in battleground states. So the Democratic net gain is greater than the respective electoral votes of all but 10 states. So this is what Peter Kirsnow is writing. This is why the left wants illegal immigration. It is about the census. It is about Congress. If you have more California, even though people are packing their bags and moving out of California, it doesn't matter as long as illegal immigrants keep coming into California, because California should be losing representation in Congress as a result of people leaving their state. But they're not losing as many representatives in Congress. Why? Because illegal aliens are counted in the census. And it's about how many bodies you have in a certain area, a certain state, certain district. All right, or that allows that allows you these congressional seats. It's insane. He goes on to say, in part, districts with high percentages of non-citizens tend to vote Democrat. Of the 24 districts where 1 in 5 adults is not an American citizen, 20 were won by a Democrat in 2022. So he's speaking of the 2022 midterms. Of the 24 districts where 1 in 5, that's 20% of adults, is not an American citizen, 20 were won by a Democrat in 2022. All right. In contrast, the Democrat won in just 5 of the 54 districts where 98% of the adults are citizens. Democrats need illegal immigration because their ideas stink. They can't run on their ideas. Why do you think all they're doing is trying to make you mad and trying to make you emotional? They don't want you thinking about their policy. For those of you that live in California, is California being run well? How are your gas prices? How are your food prices? How are your rent prices? No, California is not being run well. But what Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass want to do is they want to distract you from that. And, oh, Trump, look at what he's doing. He's an authoritarian. No, man. Millions of illegal aliens, National Review goes on to say, have flooded the country during the Biden presidency. An indeterminate number, estimated to be in the hundreds of thousands, have been flown into the country by the Biden administration and deposited in certain jurisdictions. So this is why the Biden administration, or the auto pen, was flying illegals across the country and putting them in different jurisdictions, because they want to bolster their congressional seats. That's all this is about. This is about power. This is about keeping Democrats in power. And if they have to keep illegal aliens subservient, listen, we'll give them a little, free stuff, right? We'll give them some Medicare, Medicaid, some food stamps. We'll give them everything they need so they'll keep voting for us. And frankly, we want them to stay in the shadows. That's what they want. Let me give you some stats. On Biden's border invasion. Hat tip Daily Signal. This from Victor Davis Hansen. All right, so under Gavin Newsom, you got 12 million people that came into the country illegally under Biden. That was 3 million a year. That was 250,000 per month. That was over 8,000 a day. They have not been able to deport more than that. more than 1,000 on most days, sometimes 500. They would have to deport 8,000 people every day, every single day for 4 years to get back where we were with 20 million illegal aliens when Joe Biden entered office. Guys, this is not a quota. This is about stopping an invasion. You had literally low number, 12 million illegals that came in just 4 years. There's no way that we can sustain that. There's no way that we can afford that. But there's no way Democrats can afford to let them leave, because if Democrats allow them to leave, they won't have the representation in Congress that they want, and you'll be forced to pay attention to their policies. And they can't have that. Nationalizing the National Guard is crucial in LA. Again, by doing this, by nationalizing the National Guard, by quelling the riots out there, all attention is on California, and Trump is shutting this stuff down. Again, that is the epicenter, Los Angeles, of illegal immigration. It is one of the epicenters, if you will, of crazy communist policies inside of the United States of America. So that's why the left is going bat crazy. They want to stir up a bunch of illegals. They want illegals to get mad. They want people around them to be sympathetic, and they want to scare the bejeebers out of other people that would get involved and say, hey, man, we can't tolerate this. Let's pay a bunch of rioters to scare the bejeebers out of people. They're having again, Republicans have campaign rallies. Democrats are holding campaign riots in order to get people mad, in order to get people angry, and so that you're not thinking. We got some video that I want to play for you coming up, but make no mistake about this. This is about power. This isn't about people. This is about shifting those census numbers, keeping those census numbers padded with illegal aliens for Democrats. It's as simple as that, and they will do everything in their power to keep power, including hurting law enforcement officers. We'll be back. All right. As you know, our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life. He didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Mike created the best bed sheets ever. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. Mike is offering the best deal on his Giza Dreams bed sheets, any size and any color, just $49.98. That's right. You can even get queens, kings, split kings, and cow kings, any size and any color, just $49.98. Order now, because when they're gone, they are gone. Also, for a limited time, when your order is over $100, you will receive $100 in free digital gifts. Call 1-800-858-0263. Use the promo code Carl, C-A-R-L, or go to mypillow.com. Make sure you use the promo code Carl for the amazing offer of $49.98 on the Giza Dreams sheets, any size and any color. Again, that number, 1-800-858-0263, promo code Carl. So again, the GOP holds campaign rallies. The Democrats hold campaign riots. I want you to hear that. I want you to understand that. But guys, it's not 2020 anymore. A lot of people aren't falling for that stuff. There are some useful idiots out there. I will reiterate that. We'll get back to that. I'm tired, just like you're tired, of seeing people waving the Mexican flag, except they won't take their butts back to Mexico. This is about duping useful idiots, making useful idiots mad so that they will side with Democrats, and they will want to keep illegal immigrants in the country. Why? So Democrats can have more power. But there are donors that are funding this nonsense. Also, what's the goal ultimately? The goal, again, is for Democrats to have more power. How do you do that? You change the census. And by the way, guys, no, Biden didn't deport more illegals than Trump. And yes, Trump has the power to do exactly what he's doing by calling in the National Guard and Marines. You're listening to the Carl Jackson Show. Guys, please make sure you subscribe. All things social media at Carl Jackson Show, at the Carl Jackson Show is where you can go to find me on social media. Please subscribe to the podcast, YouTube, Rumble, wherever you go to get your podcast. The Carl Jackson Show is where you can go to find me. So who are the useful idiots? Again, the useful idiots are the rioters. The useful idiots are also the people that are sympathizing. And I'm not trying to be mean, but this is how the left thinks of you. If you're buying into the narrative, oh my God, when ICE is rolling into Los Angeles, literally trying to arrest and deport criminal illegal aliens, violent criminal, illegal aliens that'll make your streets safer. And everybody's like, oh, they're going to deport Auntie Gloria. They're not looking for Auntie Gloria. ICE is looking for, I don't know, give me a gangster name. You know what I'm saying? ICE is looking for a gangster that literally killed 2 people, looking for rapists, people that have raped little girls. That's who ICE is looking for. And you morons, some of you, forgive me, in California, oh my God, ICE can't come to our communities. You better hope and pray ICE will come to your community, because they're getting rid of the riffraff. This is insane, people. This is insane. Now, who's funding this stuff? Because it's all funded. This is all political theater. We got to get to some of these videos. Let's go to clip number 15. Let's roll that real quick, please, Gabe. If this is Representative Anna Paulina Luna. Here's what she had to say about someone that is a Chinese donor that is helping to fund the chaos. And then I'm going to get into some of the people that are organizing and funding this stuff that you've had the privilege of paying for. Excuse me. Do we have cut 15, Gabe?
Just found a really great deep dive here from the Data Republican on X. So who is behind all these crazy riots in LA and that will be across the nation? Just like, remember, in the Summer of Love with BLM, remember who's organizing all that stuff? With this specifically is being funded by an individual by the name of Neville Singham, who actually made his money by pushing communist Chinese propaganda, became a billionaire doing it. He's now funding, and the guy behind all of these protests was also behind and tied to the protests at Columbia University, pushing all of that BS, if you don't remember. And then also, too, if you actually look at the social organization that's putting out these flyers, it's the Party for Socialism and Liberation, which is, and I kid you not, the actual Communist Party. So they're using Hispanics, they're using illegal immigrants, they're trying to hype people up thinking that they care, but they don't care. They would stop illegal immigration. Obama deported people. Why all of a sudden now? It's political.
Yeah, Obama deported people. He was called the deporter in chief. And even some of the numbers were twisted a little, but he still deported a lot of people, and he was called the deporter in chief. So what's the big deal now? And she mentioned one of the groups that are involved. This is from Daily Signal. I know Red State did a great write-up on this with Jennifer Van Laar as well. She always does great work. But there are 3 major organizations that have come under scrutiny for organizing and helping to fund the LA riots: the Coalition for Humane Immigration Rights, Los Angeles, the Party for Socialism and Liberation, which is what Representative Anna Paulina just mentioned, and the Service Employees International Union. One of the groups, the Daily Signal writes, the Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights, Los Angeles, have received millions in government funding. So you're helping to fund the riots. The Coalition for Humane Immigration Rights, Los Angeles, forms part of the LA Rapid Response Network, a group of organizations in Southern California that aim to monitor and counter ICE activity. The coalition has denied playing any role, but we know they're lying. We know they're lying. These guys have gotten, I think it's over $30-something million. I believe it's $34 million taxpayer funded money in the last couple of few years. I mean, this is insane. So we're helping to fund this stuff. So you get 3 major organizations that are duping the people. They don't care about illegals at all. All right. And Trump has the power to do exactly what he's doing. And I want to share this with you. This from justthefacts.com, because you have reporters out there saying, wait a minute, Biden deported more illegals than Trump did. That's not true. That's not true at all. Trump has already deported twice as many illegals that Biden did during the entire last year of his presidency, or the Autopins presidency, whoever that is. But they're using a different interpretation or a different definition of deportation. Now, when it comes to Trump, and I'll give you some examples because Just the Facts does. So Reuters, for instance, has said, a reporter, Ted Hessen, claims that Trump is, quote, deporting people at a slower rate than Biden's last year in office. You have a local CBS News report claims that, quote, Trump deportation numbers are lower than the Biden administration, quote unquote. PBS republished an article by Diana Roy of the Council of Foreign Relations, which claims that, quote, Trump administration deported fewer people in February 2025 than Joe Biden's administration did. So here's how they're fudging the numbers. They're changing the definition. So I got to define deportations. Prior to 1997, the word deportation was strictly defined by the U.S. Immigration and Naturalization Service as the formal removal of an alien from the United States of America. So deportation is exactly what you see happening now. That's what Trump is doing. You find an illegal immigrant, you arrest them, you deport them. That's what Trump is doing. Here's what Biden's administration was doing. They're using the new definition of deportation, which may include some people that they actually deported, but those numbers were really low that you might remember. But it also includes people that are already in the country that are basically just not allowed to have grassroots or given grassroots. They're not given temporary status. So even though they're in the country, they're considered deported because they're not given American status or temporary status or what have you. The SCOTUS Supreme Court of the United States defined this. Let me see if I can find this, or they gave some examples of how that works. They say, for instance, an immigrant's presence on Ellis Island does not count as entry into the United States, and he can be treated for constitutional purposes if stopped at the border. Okay, that's the actual, I'm sorry, SCOTUS, and now I can't find it. But SCOTUS gave some examples of how this thing works. It's just not the same. It is literally not the same. So again, the Trump administration actually deporting people, the Biden administration, by not allowing people to take root inside of the United States, that's technically counted as a deportation, which is not a deportation because they're still chilling in Los Angeles. I mean, this is insane, but this is where we're at. And I just want to make sure that we covered everything. So we've got useful idiots. Guys, don't be a useful idiot. Don't be a useful idiot when it comes. I know it's hard. I don't listen. I have sympathy for people that want to come to the United States and be here in the United States. It's the greatest country that God has ever given man. You've got to do it legally. We cannot allow illegal immigration. No country can sustain that way. Oh, well, that's not compassionate. You know what's not compassionate is having you pay the resources for illegal immigrants and then not being able to pay the resources for American citizens or not having the money for American citizens. It's just wrong. There's poor indigent Americans that need some help, and you're having to compete with illegal immigrants. No other country does this. This is simply wrong. I got tons of videos that I want to show you. We'll show you a little more later in the week because this is still going to be a big story. But just understand, guys, do not be duped by this. What you're witnessing are Democrat campaign riots. It's literally a campaign. They want to get you emotionally charged so that you back the Democrat Party, so that you turn against Trump. That's exactly what their modus operandi is. And why do they want to do that? They cannot lose illegals. If Los Angeles lost, I've heard numbers 10% of the people in Los Angeles are illegal. I've heard upwards of 30% of people living in Los Angeles County are illegal. Imagine if Democrats lost them. If they lost the representation, the Maxine Waters, which we've got video for her. We'll play that later. Imagine if Los Angeles lost all of those illegals. They would lose seats in Congress, and that's exactly what they don't want. They know that you won't vote for their policies, but you might vote for them if you feel sorry for Gloria. That's all this is about. Do not be duped by Democrats. These are campaign riots. Understand that. All right, guys, until next time, don't grow weary doing good. God bless you.